Just a few weeks ago, it was the most terrifying place on earth, the chaotic front gate of the Kabul airport, where thousands of frightened Americans and Afghan refugees gathered as they tried to escape hell on earth. But according to a crazy new report, the CIA had a secret entrance that may have saved many of the people trying to escape the country, and the Taliban had no idea. The Wall Street Journal claims the agency somehow opened a secret portal named the Glory Gate. Yeah, that's right. Sounds like a rest stop near the back of the Kabul airport. At first, agents reportedly used the gate to smuggle out VIPs, but then they shifted to vulnerable Afghans who couldn't make it through Taliban checkpoints. So what else was going in Kabul? What was going on there that we haven't heard about? Here with me now, Fox News foreign correspondent Trey Yingst. He is back from Afghanistan in one piece, thank God. Welcome to the studio. Is it weird being in a studio and not in a war zone?
It's nice to be back.
What do you make of this story about the secret CIA gate?
Look, there was a lot going on during these evacuations at the end of August that people didn't know about. And as we reflect on this story and what exactly happened, it's very clear that the Americans had not only pathways to get out that weren't publicly known, but also options that they didn't take. One of those options includes keeping Bagram Air Base open, a base just outside of Kabul that previously held thousands of prisoners, not only Taliban prisoners, but also ISIS prisoners. They've all been released since the Taliban took over Afghanistan. And then also there was an option, according to a report, that the Americans could have maintained security in Kabul during the evacuations. It was an offer from the Taliban, and they said no.
No, we'll let you do it, Taliban. You guys are totally trustworthy. You're partners in peace, according to Jake Sullivan. So what has happened to the people in Afghanistan who've been left behind? What's the current tension like in Kabul?
The State Department keeps repeating this number. There are 100 American citizens and U.S. green card holders, legal residents, left behind in Afghanistan. It's not true. It's just simply not true.
How many are there?
Thousands. There are thousands of green card holders still on the ground in Afghanistan. There's a handful of American citizens, and there are thousands of American allies, translators, people who worked with the American forces over the past 20 years that are still stuck in the country, embassy workers.
So what happens to them? Are they in jeopardy? Like, are their lives in danger because the Taliban apparently now knows who they are and where they are?
100%. And they are so desperate. I mean, they're emailing me. We met on the street, many of these embassy workers, for example, who have pictures with the deputy chief of mission, people who are still operating under the Biden administration's State Department. And they met these people. They worked with them hand in hand on the ground in Kabul, and they're left behind.
Yeah.
And many of them will be targeted by the Taliban. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but in the coming weeks and months, some of these people will die as a result of the decisions that were made during this withdrawal.
Do you have Taliban phone numbers in your phone?
Yes.
How do you gain their trust in order to do like a ride-along and talk to them and interview them?
I think you have to be very clear about why you're there. And we get the same questions from the Taliban that we get from extremist organizations around the world when we're reporting in Gaza with groups like Hamas and Islamic Jihad, in Lebanon with groups like Hezbollah, in Iraq with these Iranian-backed Shia militias. And they always want to know, are you going to make us look good? And my answer is very clear, no. We're going to tell the truth about what you do. So if you want to cut a peace deal, and in the case of the Taliban, allow American citizens to freely exit the country and keep them safe, we'll report that. If you want to target civilians and hang bodies from cranes, we're going to report that too. And at first, that can be an uncomfortable conversation, but I'm not there to make the Taliban feel comfortable. I'm there to hold them accountable.
So obviously you were going back and forth between Qatar and Afghanistan. What did you eat?
What did we eat? It depended on the day. Food every day.
How do you get it?
It depends. Basically, when you can eat, you eat, and you hydrate, and you try to be ready to go because you don't always know when the next meal is going to be. Once you leave the hotel in Afghanistan, you're in a bit of a secure compound. And when I say secure, it's a compound that is currently being guarded by a Taliban suicide unit.
Oh, God.
But once you leave that area, you're on your own. There are threats not only from extreme Taliban factions, but also groups like ISIS. And so when you have time to sit down and have a meal, you really prepare for the day, and you always have to be on the alert. You have to be looking over your shoulder, making sure that you're not going to be targeted.
How many people do you travel with? Is it just a camera person? Do you have a producer? Are there 3 of you, 6 of you, 29?
I like to keep the crew small. Normally it's a cameraman and 1 or 2 fixers. So those are local Afghans, people who speak the language, can operate freely, and are able to sort of guide us through the city, because this is a city that is changing by the hour, not only in terms of security threats, but also just where people can safely go and operate.
Wow, Trey Yingst, I'm so glad you're here. It's always good to have you there, and we will talk with you very soon. Stay safe.